Hi everyone, welcome to Lecture 2. I'm just going to give you a brief review of what we covered today. We started off talking today about organisations and the fact that they all have inequality regimes, what we call inequality regimes. So I introduced you to that idea, and then we looked at some of the reasons why, despite 30 years of research and action, that gender inequity still continues to occur in the workplace. And I used the example of the New Zealand Boards of Directors. I will very shortly put up the link to a news media release on that issue with some of the basic facts, statistics about women on boards in New Zealand, of which there's only 5% in the top 100 companies. We talked about othering. We talked about organisations as being gender, colourblind, asexual. We looked at this term gendering and sex roles. We looked at the idea that gender is socially constructed and is neither natural or biological. We talked about a number of other issues, but essentially I was hoping to sensitise you to the importance of language in this area, and I talked about the issue of the difference between calling a person with a disability as opposed to a disabled person, where they're disabled by society rather than their disability. And we looked at using verbs like gendering, racialising and disabling. What else did we look at? I asked you to do an exercise today where you've gone away and you've got an exercise about the warehouse. I just wanted you to look at the way sex roles are learnt by children and the way that they play toys, and what sort of sex roles that young girls and young boys are learning through their toys to play. We're going to talk about that next week. If for some reason you missed class and you didn't get a handout, it is available on stream. I collected from you the matching game definitions. I'm going to work on those this week and compile the ones that you've done. And if there's any problems or any gaps I feel in your knowledge, I'll go over those areas again with you. We had a workshop today too, on just an initial workshop on trying to identify a topic. So it was really just designed to help push you a little bit further along the way in terms of making a decision about what you want to do with your research topic. And we had some quite very good and very doable ideas talked about there. Save up your questions that you might have on that for next week, because we will talk about some more issues around finding material, around making sure that you're going to have enough material to do your topic. And I'll show you some tricks next week about searching for literature in this area, which I think you'll find most useful. We also spent quite a bit of time today actually just having a bit of a discussion with each other, learning a little bit more about each other and introducing each other, which I thought was a very valuable exercise. I did only manage to get through chapter 1 this week, but next week we'll focus on gender. I'll try and get through chapter 2 and 3, and then we'll move on to chapter 4 the following week. We'll look at a variety of other different groups, their employment issues. So hopefully next week we'll just focus particularly on gender, and the following week we'll move on to other groups. Okay, we'll see you all next week. Bye.